Pitt at Syracuse. This is Friday college football. I tell you, you're hogging things here. Third game in a row that's your pick.
I could have just stayed home.
That means we're going to be pounding VR later. But here's the thing. You grew up in Pittsburgh. A lot of connections back here.
I did, but I'm not a Pitt fan, and I never was. I was always, I don't know what you would say, but a little, I went for the counterculture. I guess I liked Penn State. I liked Duquesne in basketball, so I was not a Pitt fan.
So let's do the math real quick. You were in your 40s when Tony Dorsett, what?
I was 42, I think.
All right, who do you like in this game and why?
No, I wasn't 42. I was in high school. No, I like Pitt in this game. I do, because I think they've slowly turned their season around. They got off to a horrible start, lost to Youngstown State in the first game, but they had a new coach. Obviously, players have to get used to the new coach, and always new players coming in. They have turned things around, though, since that time.
And speaking of the new coaches, this is something we talk about a lot early in the year, is teams with a new coach are usually optimistic because there's a reason they lost their coach. Usually it's because of poor performance. They usually disappoint early, and then when people get disenchanted with them is when they tend to start turning it around because they're getting acclimated with the new offense and the new defense. What's your main point in this game?
I expected they were going to take a little while with Paul Christ, even bringing all those great assistants. I didn't think Pitt had the personnel to just come out of the gate on fire. But with that said, I think the Syracuse team got healthy with that bye week. I know the line is cheap on Pitt, but to me, that's kind of telling me something because of the fact this Syracuse team hasn't beaten a Division I school yet. I mean, I know now they're called FBS, FCS. I'm old school. It's Division I, Division II. And when your only wins against Stony Brook, I don't think you're going to get much respect from the betting public. But this line opened only 3 after a Pitt team beat Virginia Tech and then beat up on a nobody.
Gardner Webb.
Exactly. Yeah. And now they're only laying 3, but instead of the line going up, we saw some sharp money grab Syracuse. And to me, that just made me have to dig a little deeper. And that's why I was interested, you being on the bookmaker's side, is that, you think, a true move? Did they see value on Syracuse, or just taking the best because it's the number 3?
Well, I think the number 3, the fact that it's a home dog is going to mean something. You get a night game like this, sometimes that gives a little extra impetus to the home team in a spot like this. However, as I dug a little deeper into the numbers, I like to look at certain ratios between your passer rating and passer yards per attempt, offensively and defensively. And Pitt's are much, much stronger than Syracuse, and they seem to be moving in the right direction, and as their competition has picked up. Now, not the Gardner Webb.
And that's my question is, early in the season especially, but really even when you look at the whole season late, how much can you rely on stats with such a variance of quality of opposition?
Well, here's the thing. If you look back at the Cincinnati game when Pitt played Cincinnati, the score was very bad. If you look at the box score, it was not that bad. Cincinnati scored, I want to say, a 58-yard touchdown on the very first play from scrimmage. So that had Pitt backpedaling. But I think Pitt held the ball for over 36 minutes in that game. They just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. They were throwing a lot of dink and dunk kind of passes. They weren't sending the ball downfield. The running game is not what it should have been. But since that time, it has gotten better, and I think they are clicking. And I think Pitt comes in here. I don't want to say they're on a roll, but they beat a Virginia Tech team really pretty handily. Virginia Tech was never really in that game. Well, they follow it up with a weak opponent. What did I say? Gardner Webb. And but I think they have things pointing in the right direction.
So what I'm hearing you say, it's a combination of you think they're trending up, and even when they were down a little bit, you think some of the scores were a little deceiving.
I think they absolutely were deceiving, yes.
Okay, we have talked it through. Now, let's make it official.
I'm giving Pitt as one of my best bets of the week. Pitt has turned their season around, going in the right direction. I think they handle Syracuse on Friday night.
You know what he looked like there a little bit?
Told you.
He looked like, you ever see that when there's a hostage, they do a video?
I'm going to have the newspaper with the date.
RJ Bell.
Hold up the date.
If my wife is watching, please call the police.
Holding the gun.
Hey, guys, listen, the content's great, and Chris is getting the hang of it. We're super excited to have him. We got a ton of videos this week.
I'm going back to the trailer. Till I'm needed.
Including some picks from VR coming up. We'll be right back. You can get them all at pregame.tv.